This is something that Dan probably want to talk a little bit about, that it's first in the region managed by the doctors, which you speak a little bit to. Is anybody having a problem with their health insurance and feeling like they're not getting what they're supposed to? Do they always turn you down for everything, and you pay? They'll take your $800 a month, but they really deny every claim that the doctors send in. And then, you know, I've sold several homes to doctors recently, and boy, they say there is no good insurance companies. There's only the lesser of certain evils. And so what I liked about our conversation with Dan was that the doctors will actually be able to make the decisions on your care rather than having to ask the insurance companies, correct?
Well, to some degree that is correct. Obviously, Medicaid and Medicare determine what you can and cannot do and the expense associated with what you can and cannot do. Your insurance companies individually pay on copay or however your insurances are. The key and important things that we had to address, that we could address, is not how much we get from your insurance company, because that's all regulated. How much the doctors get from your insurance company, because that's all regulated. And those two have both taken haircuts over the last, I think another 20% haircut with the administration today. What we address, though, is the level of care we can provide. By that I mean, typically nationwide, the number of nurses or what's called bed count per nurse ratio is anywhere from 8 to 11. We initially set our initial staff requirements based on 4 to 11. I beg your pardon, 4 to 1, not 11 to 1. To increase that level of awareness, to put the nurses back to what they do, and that's nursing and healthcare. It is not about running between one patient to another, just putting out fires. So the level, and our real focus has been on this, our level of care will be, I believe, superior to anything that's available there today.
Well, good. Then everybody want to come here to get fixed.
Gosh, I hope so.
All right. You mentioned already babies to brain, so basically from start to finish. A primary EMS location, that's huge, obviously. For that, go ahead and finish this. And so let me go ahead and get the trauma center. That's huge. So the helicopter is going to be able to land on the top of the building. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to have to go all the way down to Brack. I mean, I've seen them all the time flying over from, especially during that concert they had out at the lake. Remember that? The helicopters. That still takes you 45 minutes to get from here via helicopter down to.
I was pretty adamant about that. The helicopter was my big. I had to have it. My wife got very sick a couple of years back, and we had to. I couldn't get there to the hospital in time, so. Willie Cuthbertson was EMS, the helicopter pilot. He handles the helicopters. Flew out and landed on the 17th green. I back up to the green. And he left big divots when he picked up my wife. I wanted to go see a couple of pieces of ground, but Willie said no. And so we took her right to the hospital. And it still took 45 minutes. So a helicopter here was key and importance to me. Getting that accomplished and then having EMS commit to this as their primary facility for for the Travis County area. That puts EMS in this facility 24/7. We will have, my understanding is we will have 2, and in most cases 3 ambulances associated with this hospital, which is not something you have today.
Bottom line, it's going to save lives.
What you have is 1 ambulance for Lakeway. When that ambulance picks up somebody and takes it down to Brackenridge, you don't have an ambulance in Lakeway. If that ambulance that dropped off at Brackenridge heads back here, gets called again, you may be days without an ambulance in Lakeway. Not the case anymore.